Sorry about that, folks. Nobody's here yet. Ugh. I'm gonna make a post letting people know that we are live.
There we go. That looks better.
Looks a lot better. Yeah, let me share this across all various places really quickly.
Do what you got.
You can do what you gotta do. I'll live in color. RP Live in Color, man. The Wayans. Such a good show.
No big deal.
All right, we got it fixed. Oh, I need to put it on Facebook as well.
Hello, Buffa. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Yes, maximum technical difficulties. I love it. It is all of the fun. There is only joy. I'm making the links and checking them twice. Oh, now we're officially almost in that part of the year. As soon as Halloween happens.
And then it's Christmas time is here.
Thanksgiving.
No, that doesn't count.
It's just to me.
It's just immediately into Christmas.
God.
So it goes.
According to Spirit of Halloween, which is now Spirit of Christmas in some places.
Jeez. What will they think of next?
Yes, we are back again, like Alyssa Edwards. No, I'm not watching Global All-Stars. It sucks.
DMC, blah, blah, Jamie, Power Packer, welcome. Let us know how the volume is. Let us know if you can hear us okay.
Yes, I'm afraid for when the AC inevitably comes on.
Hello, Van, Ethan, good to see you here.
Okay. Yes, how do we sound? Okay, we sound good. Well, I am
Sounds good, thank you, DMC.
I'm right up on the mic, so let me go that way this time because all the stuff over
Hello,
there.
Jeremiah.
You think I'm going to get behind you? I am big.
Well, me too. We have that in common.
Yes.
Oh, sure, I'll just scooch in 1 nanometer. That'll be totally fine. Marcus will totally be able to get past my big old self.
Okay.
And, of course, I put the chair on my phone. At least I had a case. Anyway.
So, yes, hello, hi, hola. What time is it? Konnichiwa, everybody. Yes, I'm back from Japan again. I'm dying slowly. Solely because I am exceedingly tired.
Yes.
So,
But welcome everyone to Tokucast for our whole live stream. Jacob and Marcus here. Marcus just came back from Japan. His
Yes.
second time there.
I really enjoyed myself. However, the maximum amount of regret is already happening because the sleep schedule has just been like, ah! So if I sound more insane than usual, you know why.
He's coasting off the vibes.
I am, yes, and pure amounts of uninhabitable rage at my own body.
Ethan Tucker asked, was Japan like it is in the shows?
Sure. I don't know what shows you're watching.
Well, I assume there's not kaiju stomping around. And
Well,
maybe in a metaphorical sense?
if you go to what Kamurocho is based on in Yakuza, there is a gigantic Godzilla on top of a building.
Yes, I've seen that.
So,
But he's not, like, actually rampaging around,
Well-
is the point.
but yeah.
Between the hours of 2 and 3, do they turn him on?
At 2 a.m. to 3 p.m., he is just yelling at you.
Oh.
It's actually Majima. So, what can you do?
It's actually Majima. Speaking of which, I finished Infinite Wealth.
Did you like it?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
This is better than the first one, which is, well, the 7th one.
But I was going to say, by first one, you mean the first one.
The
with
8th one.
The first one with Ichiban. It's technically, Infinite Wealth is 8 in the main line.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm back from Japan. Before we get into the haul, I got to insert some of the shenanigans that I got up into.
Oh, yes, please. Regale us with shenanigans.
If I can tell you anything, just like based on going there, walk on the airplane. I was fine when I got up, but you got to remember that was a 13-hour flight from Dallas. So you know,
You got to keep the blood flowing.
yeah, and that was the issue. I was fine until I got on the train and sat down. And then I had to take the train to Chiba because that's where I stayed. I stayed in Chiba last year. I fell in love with the area, so I stayed there again. I got up with both of my suitcases in my backpack, and my leg said, no. Actually, my leg turned cockney for a second. Said, "Oi!" and just yelled at me. My leg cramped up so badly that it was numb for 3 days, at least on the left side of my calf. So that was a fun experience. The food is always going to be amazing. I didn't have any curry last time. I had it this time.
Okay.
Went to a random place in Akihabara, just walked in. I feel like if I could suggest anything, if you're going to go somewhere like this, just go into a place.
Yeah. It's the same thing with, like, if people were to ask me, like, what's a good pizza place in New York? Like, literally any hole in the wall joint, any place.
Stumble into
You're
it.
going to get a good slice no matter where you go.
Yeah, but some random, like in Akihabara, there's like this whole area with just shawarma and kebabs, gyros, and Indian curry. And the place I went into was just like on this corner. I don't know what it was called. All I know is it was delicious. It was so good. I think about it. But to be fair, that's just me anytime I end up going over there. I think about the food more often than not. Oh my god, we got a super
Oh
chat.
my goodness, thank you. And listen, I can't stick around, but wanted to show some support. Rest up after this, Marcus. I'm sure he will.
Oh.
And Jacob, where does Kuga place in your top Kamen Rider seasons? Kuga would be in the top 5. I don't know that I don't like have a ranking like locked in my head, but Kuga would make top 5.
It's an amazing show.
Matt Shinobi also says, Jacob, remember your chef Kamen Rider took a bitch. I was very proud of that one. It reminded me of Kamen Rider Gab. There is a food theme, some food theme overlap.
What else? Oh, I went to this place called Anderson. It was a bakery. Because I went to Kanazawa this time, which is on the other coast of Japan, from Tokyo especially. I've never eaten so much bread. It was so fluffy. It was so fuwa.
No.
It was. They had,
Mofu.
yeah, they had sausage rolls, like ricotta bread, savory cheese breads. They had cornets, chocolate cornets.
Good, I take it. But your expression?
And I loved it because Kanazawa basically has these underground areas, so you can just walk. Like my hotel was literally across the street from basically a shopping center, but underground is like all these restaurants and a grocery store and all the bakeries and omiyage and stuff like that.
I imagine the smells coming off of all the shops was just intoxicating.
Also, I was across from Omicho Market, which is like literally 3 minutes down the street, and it's a great market area. I had a lot of fish, some good beef bowls, some wagyu. It was everything I really wanted from just my time there. And I could feel like as the days got on, I could definitely feel myself like, okay, I'm ready to go home. But I didn't hate it, like being there. I just, after a certain point, especially when you're gone for 2 weeks like I was, just like, okay, I'm ready to get back to my own bed.
Yep, get back to my own bed, my own time zone, the video games you have pre-ordered.
Yes, oh God, Jesus Christ, this month. But yeah, I loved my time over there. I spent way too much money. But the yen is weak right now, so it didn't bankrupt me or anything. I'm just like, okay, I spent like an extra $1,500 here that I didn't really plan to. But I enjoyed it. I'll show you all exactly what I bought in a second. But I do have something for Jacob.
You do? Presents, yeah.
Because he house sat for me while I was gone.
True.
So I give you an option here. Don't look. Stop looking.
I'm not looking at the screen either.
Actually, I can show you this too. It's not for you yet, but I did pick that up.
But it looks cool.
Yeah.
This is X-Aid. Little X-Aid keychain. That is cool.
Yes. I also bought a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll take you upstairs after this. Now look. I want you to choose one of these to take. Okay. This one's going to be on the table. But it's X8. They also have Brave. I didn't get Brave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I didn't get Brave.
But I mean, if I can hold them up to the camera, these are some very nice looking figures. We got Ultraman Blazer, we have Kamen Rider X-Aid, two of my favorite shows. I will take Ultraman Blazer because, yes. Because yes.
We do also have Z that I picked up last year. We haven't put them on the table yet, so we should probably do that at some point.
Sam, welcome. Yeah, I'm doing okay today. Had a bit of a crazy morning, and Marcus is
slowly deteriorating.
Yeah.
Also picked up one other thing, don't
Nope.
So I went to the Tamashii Nation store.
Okay.
I'm going to say in advance, forgive me for the state of some of these boxes. I bought a lot of Dojin.
Fair enough.
That's pretty much where a good portion of my money went for a good portion of this trip.
I mean, hey, if it's good, it's good.
But I bought this.
Can I look?
Yeah. His actual figure is not out yet.
Well.
Like the SHF figure arts for Gab doesn't come out until January.
Mm-hmm.
They were showing it off in the store with the actual actor.
Really?
On the screen. It was on the screen.
Oh, it's good. But still, it's like they had like him next to it. That's
yeah. Cool. So it's just like, I got the Gab Solo figure, and I'm very happy that I got this. Mm-hmm. I almost got the belt, but I had no room left. Anyway.
But here we have. Here is Kamen Rider Gab.
Yes, he will be out of the box soon. Out of the box. You can just let him fall over. It's not happening.
Mache, Ultraman Arc, did we do a first impressions for that?
Yes, we did.
I remember liking the first 3 episodes.
Yes.
I do not tend to keep up with things. I tend to watch them when it comes time to review them, but what I saw, I liked.
So, I went a little crazy this time, and it became a meme for me after a little bit. Mm-hmm. I was searching for one thing while I was in Japan.
And what was that one thing?
It was the SHF Live Band Alternative Destiny figure arts. Not the Bison liner and the Sci-Fi one, mostly because of the fact that that thing still sucks as a design. Mm-hmm. Although you can combine the two. So, I went to Jungle, which is in Akihabara.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I could probably find this there. I could not find it there. However, I found this.
That's a big box. Oh my goodness, what is... Is this from
Gao
Ranger? Yeah, this is the Phoenix?
It's the what we got is the Isis Megazord.
Right.
But yeah.
That is a fancy box. I look forward to seeing it out of it.
Yes. Well, it's a builder.
Oh, it's a builder.
Yeah, so it's going to be basically more of this.
More of that.
So I went there first. I went to Mandarake and Jungle in Akihabara, both Jungles, because there are a couple. The third one's closed right now because I think they're refurbishing it. But yeah, so I couldn't find it there, and then I went to Shinjuku because I looked on the website. I also did go to Nakano Broadway this time. For any of you who have played Digimon Cyber Sleuth, good guy. How accurate is that? Very. Legitimately, like I was like, oh, I recognize that AC unit.
Just one little thing sticking out, and you're like, yes.
That's where I had to fight Meramon. But yeah, I went there. I do not like the Mandarake and Nakano Broadway. It's like several stores across it, and it's so cluttered. Like the Mandarake in Akihabara and the one in Shibuya, which I'll talk about in a second, because I think that honestly might be my favorite one. Yeah. Oh, right, Gal Icarus, that's his name.
Thank you.
That one was the one in Shibuya. Okay, it was like, oh, you could find the SHF figure arts here for the Alternative Destiny for the live Robo. Couldn't find it. Bought Dojin.
At least you found that.
Yeah,
that's the important thing.
Yeah. Then I went back to Jungle because there was something else there that I saw.
And for those in chat, forgive us if we're not answering a lot of questions. We are mainly doing this as a whole video, less of a Q&A.
Yes, also I'm dying.
Also that. It's not going to be terribly long because Marcus does need to rest. Oh.
Forgive the box.
I was going to say this one was probably squished by Dojins.
Oh, it was.
But this is very nice looking.
Yes, Gal God. I got Gal God while I was there. And then I went to the one in Shinjuku, the Mandarake in Shinjuku. Couldn't find it there. Went to another store in Shinjuku. Almost every single time, I went somewhere looking for the alternative Destiny because it said it was at that store. It was not there. But what was there?
Anticipation.
More Gow Ranger.
I am amazed at how much Gow Ranger you bought. Again, in the box. Oh, here's a bit of the book.
Yeah, it's Gow Knight from the movie.
Huh. There you go.
Yeah, so I went there. I went to a place called Yellow Submarine.
I was going to say, I know that logo because of the Beatles, but
yes,
didn't know it was a store in Japan.
Went to a place called Yellow Submarine. It's a hobby store.
Can I see that?
Yes.
Let's hold this up. There's I don't know how well you can see it, but there was a Yellow Submarine logo on there, and it looks like the one from the Beatles movie.
Yes.
I like that.
They did not have the SHF figure arts there. I looked. It said that they did. What did they have? This. More Gow Ranger.
That they did. And these are also kits.
Yes. I bought all kits.
Oh, these are all kits?
Yeah.
Okay, so none of this is like what you have over there
No.
with the train. Okay.
Also, speaking of which,
Boy.
I thought that was going to actually end up being out by now, but it comes out this week. So I'm upset for I can never remember the Omega Megazord for Lightspeed Rescue. That's coming out as a SHF soon. I mean, not SHF figure art, a SMP. And I wanted to get it, so I'm probably going to order that later.
Machi says the show may have been boring, but the mechs were amazing.
That's sort of the reason why I was just like, okay. But I kept buying these because the meme became funny to me. Every single time I went to go find this Robo, Gow Ranger
was there instead. Is it more Gow Ranger? That is more Gow Ranger. Boxes are a lot more monochromatic, these two, than I would have expected.
Well, these ones are technically a different line.
Okay.
The big ones are all a different line. But yeah. And then I go back to the store in Shinjuku, aka my favorite one. Also, if you're going over there, they do have like a tax-free thing. For people, if you have your passport and you spend over like a certain amount, they'll give you your tax back.
There you go.
You just take them over to another counter inside the store, and they give you your stuff. Before I show you the last thing I got, I followed this channel on YouTube called Japan Eat, and I went to a couple places that had food. There was this place called Mom's Touch, which is actually a Korean chain.
Oh, interesting.
But there's only one in Japan, and I went there. Everybody was like, oh, if you go, you gotta like wait in line forever. I just walked in.
Could have been an off day.
It was really good, though. It was like a chicken sandwich with lettuce, mayo, and like a cheese sauce. It was delicious.
Was this like a fried chicken sandwich?
Yes.
Okay.
And Cajun fries and melon Fanta, which I don't think they sell here.
No, I don't think they do.
I went to another place. I was like, oh, I want to get some beef. I misread the character. I got fried chicken instead. Also, I keep forgetting that over there you can basically just eat like eggs, raw eggs, pretty much just on their own.
Yeah.
Because different safety and food safety standards,
Yep.
and the fact that theirs are safer to eat raw than you can over here. But yeah, a lot of the food, man, just so good, so good. Go back to Shinjuku. I walked so much every single day. My knees hate me. Yeah, I walked a lot, and I went back to Shinjuku to go back to Mandarake. It was like the last day before I had to go over to Kanazawa. I finally found what I was looking for.
Well,
The Alternative Destiny line is all about updating some older ones. They have like a lot of ones from anime and things.
So this is like Live Man, but like what if it was made now?
Yes, what if it was made a lot more modern? So I finally got the Alternative Destiny. I'm so happy.
Let me see this. Oh my goodness. This looks really nice, guys. Like if you look at the back, you can see what it's going to look like when fully assembled, and it's a really nice looking mech. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really good.
Yeah, Live Boxer was right beside it. I didn't get it. I just did not want it. Yes, you can combine the two, but Live Boxer is also ugly. There were I saw Jet Garuda. I saw a couple of Jet Garudas The only reason I did not get Jet Garuda is because if I was going to get Jet Garuda, I had to get Jet Icarus. Because that's a combiner, and I love those two together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this cost a lot. That one was the most, no, these three were the most expensive. A couple $100 each. Whew. But hey, I got the thing that I really went there for this time around. I'm so
I was going to say, compared to your haul from last year, bigger boxes, but not as much figures.
Yeah, but it costs more.
Like I said, much bigger figures.
I did look, Panera, I did look for Bravern. Couldn't find it. At least not in some of the places I looked. There's probably in other places. I was really hoping they had like a figure of him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did get
this
married.
is the anime from
yes,
this year, yeah.
With just gay robots that wasn't Gundam. And they did get married at the end of it because that's how it works. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll probably be doing like another live stream at some point. Because we are coming up on our holiday break and things like that. Mm-hmm. Doing another live stream, just putting things together. Because I don't know what it was about getting, the Cocker Ranger one and the ones from Mega Ranger from last year, but man, did I greatly enjoy my time putting them together. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what made me just like, oh, okay. But it's also just really, really funny that every single time I looked for this, a Gower Ranger was in its spot. It was just like, why? I couldn't, it made no sense. But yeah, I have a lot of Gower Rangers to put together. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 S&P projects for me to do over the next while. Mm-hmm. So I'm very excited for this because I probably won't be going back to Japan next year.
When you need to refresh from playing Metaphor, you can take a break.
Metaphor and Dragon Age and Yiz X and Dragon Ball and other games. But yeah, look forward to these showing up on the table eventually, and me eventually putting the Cocker Ranger mech together as well. Mm-hmm. Since I have had them here since last year. But yeah, I'm very excited.
You're a super. Thank you so much for the super chat. Are either of you going to try and buy any of the Power Ranger suits or props that are being auctioned off?
No.
No, I am not.
No. It's not in. I mean, all the stuff that Toei had made and stuff had already gone back to them. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, especially a lot of the things for the Ranger suits, really should have been given to their actors, and they shouldn't have to auction them. Mm-hmm. I remember who was it? SPD Green was like, I shouldn't have to,
pay for something that I sweated so much of my life into.
Yeah, like a whole year, and having to fight against some rich private collection owner to do something like that. So I really think a lot of those should be given to their actors before anything else.
Or if you're gonna auction it off, like make sure the money's like going to charity or something.
Yeah,
make sure it's going to a good cause.
In this case, it's really just going to Hasbro's pockets, I assume.
That's as we know.
Yeah, because from what Hunter Dino said, down on Fury Pink, comes with Fury Red, she said that it's just like a lot of this isn't being given to any type of charity. So that seems quite a bit scummy to me. Not a fan of how Hasbro was doing things. Like, I'm not even a big Power Rangers person. Like, even Heroes of the Grid, the board game, is ending next year. Although that one is living on more in custom content. But even for that, I'm just like, I live on the Sentai and Rider side. I make a lot of stuff for that game. But yeah, it's just one of those things where Hasbro was doing something I just greatly don't approve of with this property. So they're making decisions, and I don't like any of them. So, wait a minute. Am I a Transformers fan now? Because that seems to be their thing too. But yeah, let's answer some questions. It's not going to be here for too long because, as I said, dying.
We will take time for a few questions, and we will start with Superhero Forever. Which show do you like more, Geats or King Oger? I would say King Oger.
Yeah, honestly. Geats dragged just a little bit in some places. And King Oger is just like the peak, man. Mm-hmm. But they were both so good coming on at the same time.
Machiuko, have you seen Transformers 1? Yes, I have. I thought it was very good.
I have not. It came out right before I left.
It sadly isn't making any money, but it's a good movie, which sucks.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it. It's
no one's watching it.
I think the biggest issue that I've heard of just like the marketing around it was not done well.
I mean, I can only speak for what the trailers I saw. I thought they were fine, but
Well, like, yeah, the trailer could be fine and everything. Because I saw trailers for it and it looked good too. It's just like they didn't market it outside of that. I saw it like nowhere else, and that was the weirdest part.
yeah. Let's see. Jeremiah says, "Did you see Deadpool and Wolverine?" Yes, I did,
Yes, I did.
and I really liked it.
Same.
Very good movie. This year has been pretty sucky as far as movies go. We had the 2 strikes last year. We've known going into this year that it was going to be not great. And looking at like my list for the year, I'm like, yeah, there's not a lot of great stuff in here. But Deadpool and Wolverine, that's one of the great ones. Yes. Let's see.
Also, just a side thing. Like, these figures that I got for King Oja last year when I went around this time, they didn't have any for Bambunja yet. They're getting made later. And I'm just like, why would you not have those ready? I wanted to buy them. They had those little, like, they had these, but I don't think that's good enough.
No, it's just a little, stand.
Like, it's great for V3. They also did have some, the one thing I wanted to get, and I wasn't sure if I saw it or not, was Geats 9. I want that as a figure. Also, the hotel that I stayed at was where they did the Geats 9 debut. Like, they filmed it in the back area where the Lawsons is for Geats 9.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. I know that hotel. I stayed at that hotel. And I stayed at it again this year, and it was still great.
Let's see. Random Hank, thoughts on Reiwa era writers exploring the multiverse concept? I don't want them to do it because I don't like multiverse stuff.
Also, there's no need.
Yeah.
The only one who's ever actually really done it.
Yeah.
Geats is its own thing, but that's more time travel based. And Gotchard is terrible.
I mean, if they do it and it's good, then fair enough. But
they did it.
Multiverse is not something that I am interested in.
It's overdone at this point. It's so overdone.
But if it's good, then it's good. Let's see. Marcus, for reference, which is your favorite place to buy toys at?
I don't buy them here. But if I had to pick an area over there, I would. Mandarake is going to be your one-stop shop for a lot of stuff. They had like old, like the preview magazines for upcoming shows. They had ones all the way back to Blade and Kuga.
Dang.
And in good condition. Mandarake and Jungle. There's a big building in Akihabara that you go into. That's almost as soon as you come out of the Electric Town gate on the JR line. You go out of there and you walk into this building, and Jungle's on the 2nd floor. And that's where I bought a good portion of this. But Mandarake in both Akihabara and Shibuya are probably my favorite ones.
Okay. Let's see.
Also, is it Shibuya Crossing? Yeah.
The 428?
Yeah. Shibuya Crossing. Scramble.
Shibuya Scramble.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just my brain is everywhere. I was like Shinjuku or Shibuya. The Mandarake there is located like about a 7 or 8 minute walk down the street from there. It's a good walk. You're gonna get your exercise in. I will say I missed that probably the most. Having a public transport system like that, the buses in Kanazawa and the trains specifically in Tokyo, they're always on time, and it's just I miss not having to drive. All you need is drive. Coming up with next 5th anniversary.
Oh, jeez. A couple of people brought this up. I didn't know this happened, but there was a Go On Red and Tokyo Ichigo cameo in Babuja.
Yes, Tokyo Ichigo. That happened this past week. Watching that on Japanese television is something a completely different vibe, because hearing that OP come on when he showed up, and actually his actors showed up. That was the wild thing, because that dude's busy. So we're really.
Which one?
Tokyo Ichigo.
Tokyo Ichigo.
Yeah, Jun Shison.
Good to know he's working.
He's very busy. And Akira's actor, Tokyo Rokugo. They both showed up in the episode, but Red was the bigger surprise. It was great. Just that OP comes on and the hype train goes out.
That's what that thing does. Let's see. Opinions on cameos in non-anniversary seasons.
Like Mamuja, I guess.
Cameo, I mean, we were talking about Deadpool and Wolverine earlier. A cameo, it can be good, it can be bad, it all depends on how it's used. I don't rate anything higher or lower depending on if it has cameos or not. We just had, I mean, in Gotchard, we had the rescue hero actors
Yeah.
cameo in that for a bit. It was fun to see them.
Along with Jugless and Kiji brother. But I mean, the Go Andre one, I think it's just because of the fact that Go On Red is just so, like always around the toy lot. He'll show up on set. You automatically have to put him in something.
Hey, you need an extra for this?
Yeah, but just like the Kyoryuger one from last year, the reason that Tokucast were there, one, because it worked into the story, and the Go On one did as well, and it made sense. But also it's because it's the 10-year anniversary of those shows. So I think they're doing it like sort of like this to give a little bit of, oh, do people want this? Like we got the Kyoryuger one.
What are you guys' favorites for Sentai seasons? My favorite season is King Butcher.
That would be number 2 for me. Deku Ranger's always going to be number 1.
Oh, okay.
I don't think anything is going to be able to knock that off for me. But King Butcher got close.
Thoughts on Valen's debut?
Man, oh man, yeah, that's some good shit right there. Watch that live. I have not watched the past 2 episodes subbed yet. I might just end up waiting for episode, like the 3rd episode for this week, for everything before I go back and watch them subbed. My Japanese is good enough where I can watch it and like, oh, okay, I know what's happening. But yeah, but Valen's debut was great. That was very, very good.
Speaking, do you fear that the way Gav is right now, Toei might pull a hibiki because of how parents are saying it's too scary for kids?
Where are you hearing this?
I've not been keeping up with Gav, so I can't comment on how scary it may seem to some. But
yeah, I don't think anybody's actually said that yet. Also, it's a little bit too late. That you gotta remember that show has already filmed past episode 30 since they started so early.
Yeah, they're not filming they're not like filming week to week.
No,
to get the episode out later that week.
Because these things started airing in China at the same time, so they filmed out.
China's opening up its doors for a lot of Japanese media.
Yeah, it's they film very far in advance.
Could you do a Toku talk about writing Red Rangers and Sentai and Power Rangers? I would be up for that.
We can talk about them doing it in Sentai because Power Rangers at this point, who cares?
Yeah. I was gonna say the Power Ranger part, yeah, but the Sentai, yeah, I would absolutely do a Toku talk about that. And have you?
That's not even any disrespect. It's just like Hasbro doesn't care, so.
No, of course, this Hasbro doesn't. Abdul Hadi, have you played Ultraman Fighting Evolution 3 and Rebirth? No.
No, I didn't even know this.
Haven't played any Ultraman games myself because a lot of them aren't available in States. And I have other things to play instead.
Yeah, October's a very busy month for us game-wise.
Yeah. For me, it's Metaphor and Silent Hill 2 right now. He's got Dragon Ball Metaphor, and then Dragon Age and Ys 10 and a bunch of other stuff.
Mario Party.
Mario Party, you said that comes out like really soon. Yeah.
That comes out on the 17th.
Sheesh. Nova Cordelis getting interest in the new Dragon Ball fighting game. I'm interested in it, sure. He's playing it right now.
It's fun.
I'm playing other things instead.
It's also hard as hell. Grade 8 Vegeta. I remember somebody on that Twitter, somebody posted a picture of Frieza and be like, but if I lower the difficulty, the monkey wins! Space racism. Spacism. That's the entire plot of Gundam.
Indeed. Have you heard of the show Iron Man Armored Adventures? The show sparked my love for superheroes and made me who I am today. I have heard of that show. I believe that aired when I was in high school, I think. I want to say like late aughts, early 2010s. And it's about like a younger Iron Man. He's in high school, I think.
It was very in the vein of that other Spider-Man show that was on around the same time.
Which one are you thinking of?
It was the one that was on around the same time. I can't remember what the name of it was, but he was a little bit younger.
Oh, Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yes.
That show rules. That's a really good one. I like that one a lot. I've never seen... Yeah, Spectacular Spider-Man, thank you. Yeah, I have not seen Armored. What was it called? Yeah, Armored Adventures. I have not watched the show myself, but I have heard of it, and I'm glad you really enjoyed it. Could we do a how we would fix on Ryu Soldier? Oof. Could we?
You're asking.
I mean, could we? Yeah,
Sure.
but I don't know how much.
Why is the bear yellow and blue?
I don't know.
They're black and white.
No, not in this line. They aren't.
The hell?
How good is Metaphor, and how much like Persona does it play?
It plays a lot like Persona.
It was very similar to Persona. Yes, they've used the find and replace key on a few terms to change what they mean.
They've used the find and fantasize key on a couple of those.
But overall, the story so far I really like. I like the characters. Our protagonist has a voice now. Oh, well.
I think that surprised me more than anything else.
when I clicked that first text box and he's like, "Yeah, are you okay?" and I'm like, "Oh, he speaks."
I was like, "What? Talking?"
But Metaphor I really like so far. Saber, Ghost, or Gotchard, which do you dislike most? I dislike Saber the most. That show is atrocious. What you looking at?
I'm just like, why is it blue and yellow? I sort of like that though, because it seems like an off print, and I'm sort of here for that.
Let's see. Have you guys ever messed with the Super Minipla line of Super Sentai Robo kits? I think you've been thinking about the Go-Go 5 kit.
Yes.
I don't know if it's specific on the line he's referring to, but
no, this is that line.
I do not buy toys, so I spend most of my money on video games.
It's not, yeah, me too. But the only reason I end up buying these is because I legitimately enjoy putting them together.
Yeah.
So
that kind of thing is not for me. I'm not good at the whole putting thing together thing, and I also don't have a lot of space. I like to keep my living space as simple as possible, so I tend not to fill it with a lot of physical stuff. But that's just me. Webhead Flash, I've recently gotten into My Hero Academia. How has Matt been enjoying it? I don't know, but I will ask him.
it's over, isn't it?
I think the manga's done.
Yeah.
I don't know that the show is.
The manga's done. That and Jujutsu Kaisen ended very near each other. I heard nothing about either. And I think that says something. Though I know the show that came out recently is the Dan Dan, and I do plan on watching that soon.
Nova, of course, says the manga's over, the show will be over next year. Let's see. Worst and best Super Sentai that you have seen. Best, King Oger. Worst, Ryu Soldier, maybe. I think I would say Ryu Soldier.
It's either going to be Ryu Soldier or Sun Vulcan. I just hated Sun Vulcan. Boo.
It's not a good show.
No.
Let's see. How much My Little Pony have you seen?
None.
A little bit. Just a little bit. My one of my younger sisters was huge into My Little Pony for a while, so I absorbed some of that through osmosis.
Like the Robo
just by being in proximity to her. But yeah. And this is specifically like the Friendship is Magic years when that show was just exploding in popularity. But haven't taken much of an interest in it myself.
I see somebody asked about Ultraman Arc. I haven't kept up that much on it. I know I'm going to catch up on it, obviously, before we end up reviewing it. I watched a random episode because I was just turning the TV, and it was just on, so I watched the most recent episode. Or no, I didn't watch the most recent. I watched last week's. That just happened randomly. I like what I saw.
Are we excited for Super Mario Party Jamboree? Yes.
So many friendships shall be ruined, and I'm so excited to do so. It's like playing Smash, but in board game form.
Superior Forever, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. You playing?
That is.
I will at some point. Yes.
I might play it. It's just so that comes on the same day as GX. It's just a lot that's coming out this month.
Mr. Disaster says favorite gaming system. Ooh.
Just in general?
Just in general, your favorite console. I mean, I do love my PS5. I do adore that machine. It's got all my PS4 games, but there's more of it. It runs great. Things look great.
I'm honestly going to say the original version of the PS3. The one that had the ability to play PS2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say for my favorite, I'm going to go the GameCube.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go the GameCube. When I think about my formative years of gaming and like what that console did for like opening my eyes for what video games could be, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that. Second, I would maybe say the PS2.
See, I would have said the PS2, but the original version of the PS3 plays PS2 games.
Yeah, true enough.
RIP the fact that they just did not continue that because the PS3 was a goddamn Frankenstein bastard of a machine.
Well, I mean, if that Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1 is anything to go by, hopefully MGS4 will finally be freed from its constraints and I can play that on PS5, which would make me very happy because I love that game.
Still waiting to see. Oh, I didn't talk about my time at TGS. I made a mistake. I should not have gone on Saturday.
Oh.
That was the first day it was open to the public. That was the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. Just the waiting and the standing and the fact that my legs still hurt. If you go into TGS, do not go on Saturday. That's the first day that it is open to the public. Go on Sunday at some point in the afternoon. We did that last year, and it was a much better experience. We just walked straight in. It was very clean, very punctual. We didn't have to wait long. It was great. Go on Sunday. Just save yourself the time. Although getting to see like all the booths and everything, that was very, very fun. Seeing Yoshi P of Final Fantasy 14 and 16 fame be there and announce some stuff. I got to see him in person. That was cool. And getting to see Power World be there for 1 year only.
I hope they're able to survive this. Give them the competition they deserve. Let's see. Favorite Dragon Ball character?
Oh.
Krillin. I would go Krillin.
See, I was going to make a joke and say Yamcha. I'm honestly going to probably end up saying Whis. I love Whis.
Okay.
He's just there to have a good time.
Yeah.
And him in the Broly movie, for the 30 seconds that he was there, was like the greatest part before Gogeta shows up and he's just sort of messing with Broly was great.
Krillin would be my favorite.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back for a quick second.
Okay.
With a caveat. Like, I love Whis as like a heroic character, but Frieza is such a petty motherfucker. Him coming back as Frieza Black after getting bodied by Broly for a good hour. Seeing Frieza in that movie is the funniest thing. Oh my god, Broly, a straight laser killed your father. How could this have happened? And then he just gets wrecked.
I remember that. It was glorious.
Frieza is the funniest person. I don't care what anybody says.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Are you playing? Yes. I did get it.
I'm waiting until November because that's when the physical version comes out, and I don't want that game to ever be taken from me again. So yeah.
I bought it digitally. I dabbled around with every game. Didn't play it terribly long because so many other things demand my attention that
that's all
under releases. But
also happy I'm waiting.
Yeah.
But let's face it, the only reason that people are really buying that collection is to play MVC2. So
that's the one that I've played the most.
Yeah. No one's really buying that for any other game in that. Like, even the online is not as great for the other games, but MVC2 was popping so hard. Like, for a game that's, 22 years old, and how well it's doing, especially, like, on numbers of live streaming of people, and seeing all stuff like Justin Wong and Maximilian Dude are putting out about it, along with everybody else, it's just like, that game is going to do some gangbusters. And the way that they're shaping up with... Terry just now coming to Street Fighter not that long ago. And Mai coming later, and now Ken and Chun-Li have been announced for City of the Wolves. That got announced at TGS, so that was great. But CBS 3 is, let's face it, at this point on the horizon. So just look out for it. Also, fucking Power Stone. No other game matters except for Power Stone.
Well, Capcom vs. SNK 2, that matters to me.
I do like that game a lot. But Power Stone?
If only to play on the London stage again and keep that music on in the background.
Music is great.
The music for that and the music for the New York stage are bangers, and I love them.
But the fact that we get to play Power Stone 2.
That'll be fun.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
We'll take a couple more questions.
We'll piggyback off that. Will that give us hope for a new Marvel vs. Capcom? I'll say never.
Yeah, I think I'm going to end up saying that in this case. If Infinite didn't exist, I would say yes.
Yeah, Infinite was like a stain that I feel like they've still yet to recover from.
I mean, we have Infinite and Beyond with Maximilian Dude and them doing that. Which, you know, seems to be going very well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, if that game did not exist, I would say we would have a much better chance of getting an actual Marvel vs. Capcom 4. And maybe go back to the sprite style of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And just update the sprites. Bring back Dimitri from Darkstalkers. Bring back Darkstalkers.
Bring back Dino
They had
Crisis.
that Capcom
I don't
Fighting
care if it
Collection.
has nothing to do with fighting games. Just bring back Dino Crisis. That's what I want.
They had that Capcom Fighting Collection with Darkstalkers in it, and I'm not sure about the sales of it. I didn't really hear as much about it. But yeah, I feel like we need a new Darkstalkers. Bring back Bloody Roar. Do it. You won't. Cowards. Also, I think it's just because of the fact that Hudson no longer exists.
True enough. If you had a chance to meet a voice actor, who would you meet? Last month, I got to meet the voice of my favorite Spider-Man, Yuri Lowenthal, and now I can die happy. It's really good to meet Yuri Lowenthal. I think he's a great Spider-Man. What's a voice actor you would want to meet the most?
Doggy's voice actor.
From Dick Avenger.
Yes, I would love to meet him.
Hmm.
We did just see him in King Odra, but even still.
I would love to meet. I think I'm going to go Doug Cockle, who voices Geralt in The Witcher. That's who I would pick. I've been watching a little bit of Natural Six, which is a D&D show that he's on now with a couple of other voice actors. The guy who plays the lead, the player character in the new Dragon Age, the male one, he's also on that show.
Oh, okay.
Alex Jordan. So yeah, good stuff.
Oh, also Clive's voice actor.
Oh, Ben Starr. Yeah,
Yes.
he's also on that show.
He's also
on Natural Six.
very attractive.
No arguments here. Let's see. Favorite?
Oh right. Okay, so another story.
Okay.
This
Go ahead.
is such a me thing that happens to me and me only in places. On the train, this rugby dude, I fell in love twice. But I was this rugby dude gets across from me. He's the hottest guy I've ever seen.
Wow.
And then went to the Ninja Museum in Kanazawa, which was great. The cashier there, he was so hot. He spoke really great English. We had a conversation.
Okay.
I fell in love immediately. I got to throw throwing stars.
And he's here now.
Shut the fuck up. I got to throw throwing stars. Failed at it. That's why there's no pictures. But I had a great time.
What was it like throwing the stars?
Oh, it was. I think it was getting used because I hit the board once. Yeah, I think it was just getting used to the weight, and I just couldn't do it because they wanted you to throw it like
Heavier
this.
than you were expected?
Not really. It's just, I think just because of the fact they wanted you to throw it like this, instead of like this, and I would have been good if I was not even the shoe thing. I'm just talking about like doing like 2-3 fingers, doing it sideways instead of up down because it made me I could never throw it correctly.
Let's see. Favorite and least favorite tropes in Japanese storytelling. One of my least favorites is misunderstandings, which they just love using. Another one that I absolutely hate is...
Don't look back, or else your wife will be dragged back to the underworld.
Well, that's Greek mythology.
That's also Japanese mythology.
Well, with
Susanoo
and...
his wife.
Wasn't that... Or was that Izanami?
Yeah, it was Izanami.
And Izanagi.
Yeah. Don't look back, or else your wife will be dragged back to hell forever. And she's like, God damn it! Well, in this case, Kami, damn it! And just, no. In this case, Tsukiyomi!
But yeah, like things like the misunderstanding, or like it's a romance, but we're going to basically skirt around it for 200 million episodes, and then when we get to the last episode, then they finally admit to each other that they like each other, and then they get together, and then the show is over, and you wasted your time. That's most romances. That's one of the reasons that I really like to show, like something like Shikimori. Where it's like, they're a couple from the start. Let's just drop all pretense. Let's not do any of this nonsense. Just here.
It's such a weird thing for me because I'm a bigger fan of like, oh, we get to see them get together. But I just don't think we should do like,
I'm fine with watching a relationship blossom if you don't take forever to do it.
That's the main thing.
Granted, I know in real life that's not how relationships work. That they can take their time, but
I feel like in media where you
in
have
a media like this,
set,
where you can play with things like time and like we can jump ahead,
and we only have like a set amount of episodes or something.
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
I don't mind time getting wasted.
Mm-hmm. But what about favorites? Favorite tropes.
Okay, this is such a thing, and it's such a shonen thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love named moves.
That's a good one. Yeah.
For no other reason than the fact that it's named. Like, oh, that gives the kids something to yell.
Mm-hmm.
We all did it. Kamehameha.
Yep.
Motherfucker. If I lower the difficulty, then fuck you win. We'll take like 2 more, and that'll be it.
Favorite arcs in Dragon Ball.
Ooh. Okay, I do want to split this up into 2 because I do have a list. My favorite arc, I'm probably going to have to give it to the King Piccolo arc in Dragon Ball proper.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that arc. I do like Dragon Ball. No, it's not nearly as popular. Nobody watched Dragon Ball. But I think the King Piccolo arc, dealing with drum and tambourine and all of those, and Krillin's death and how they dealt with that in the original Dragon Ball is so fantastically done.
Mm.
My least favorite, and I think it's also just because of how all of this sort of ties together. Everything from Dragon Ball, from Emperor Pilaf to the Android Saga ties together, all storylines, like, from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that does not make sense is the Buu Saga. Because it's the only one that has no connection.
Mm. So
it just it's a tacked on thing. Also, it's not paced well, and Goten and Trunks are exceedingly annoying.
I don't really have a particular favorite or least favorite. At least nothing that springs to mind. But for our last question, what's your idea of a well-balanced Super Sentai team comprising of 5 members? It's one where you have a good script, you have a good cast, it's well-directed, and every character serves a purpose.
Everybody gets to do something.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be like Ranger or King Odra focused.
Mm-hmm.
Where legitimately everybody in that show got something to do for the most part.
But in a show like Deca Ranger, or in a show like King Odra, or in a show like Zenkaiger, everyone has enough of a distinct personality to set them apart from each other. They each have their role to play on the team. They each can they offer meaningful activities outside of suit and in battle.
It's also
that's
why
why they have a well-balanced team.
Like, that's sort of the main thing with change. Like, a lot of the early ones up until you get to about Live Man, and even then just a little bit. Like, I love Change Man, but a lot of that love comes from the villains.
Yeah.
And how the heroes dealt with them, because the heroes don't have the biggest of personalities. We do, have our memes of Changed motherfucking Griffon and Changed Phoenix being the best character in that show because she is, and a Pegasus exploding. But I don't even talk about Changed Pegasus. I'm talking about a legitimate horse with wings. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, and I talked about this before, those characters have to be there for me to start caring on somebody's end. And, Changeman and Geki Ranger are sort of the same, where a lot of it ends up coming from those villains being as prevalent as they are in both shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how they deal with a bigger villain at the end of the day. But yeah, next couple of months, I guess.
Well, our next review is going to be Exceed Draft,
which will be in 2 weeks. I thought I was going to do it this weekend. It ain't happening with the way I'm feeling.
Nope.
So
that'll be next.
Yeah.
We'll try to come up with some stuff. Someone did bring up the idea for Red Ranger writing. I do want to do a Toku Talk on that. We will be doing a live stream again because we're towards the end of the year before our break.
Yeah.
We're probably going to live stream. Maybe we'll put one of these together. Maybe we'll play the new Mario Party. We'll see.
Yeah, if anything, it'll probably end up being the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Will end up being our last live stream for the year before we go on a holiday break.
Mm-hmm. Thank you all for watching, and this will do it for us.
Yeah, I have to stay up, and it's sort of my cross to bear, unfortunately. But we'll see you all soon. Join us in 2 weeks for a C Drive. We'll have a Toku Talk out next week.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.